My name is Alex Corona. I'm the Milwaukee LGBT Community Center's Transgender Program Coordinator. I am here today to talk to you about our name change project. For this year's end of year appeal, we will be raising funds for our name change project to help people in Milwaukee affirm and secure their legal name changes. In 2018, I started the process of changing my name legally, and I realized that there were a lot of burdens and there were a lot of steps to the process, and it was very difficult and expensive. I went through the process without any legal help and was able to navigate the process, and with the help of the center was able to pay for the name change process. Once I did my own name change, I realized that people needed help with this process. So with the help of the Milwaukee Justice Center, with legal advice from our partners at Foley & Lardner, and with the help of judges from the Milwaukee County Courthouse, I was able to create a workshop that would help guide people through this kind of difficult process. There are a lot of little steps and pieces to the process that are difficult to navigate alone, and the center helps to make it easier. But oftentimes people aren't able to access the name change because it is a difficult process and because the process is so expensive. Currently in Milwaukee County, from start to finish, the price of the process is around $375, and that is a lot, especially when trans people face very high rates of employment discrimination and harassment in the workplace. Raising the funds for the name change is often a barrier that trans people are not able to meet. So the name change project is able to cover the funds for the entire process.
I'm Levon, I'm 19. I use he, him pronouns. And I got my name changed a little over a year ago now. It was actually pretty easy. We just kind of went in, sat down, talked about what the paperwork was, how to fill it out, what not to mess up on, what to write in. If I didn't do it, I would have never gotten it done. It was way more expensive than I expected it to be. And a lot more difficult, weirdly enough, because it's a lot of paperwork to go through and different people to talk to, and having a list of that as well as the list of other things that needed to be changed helped a lot.
Hi, I'm Core. I use they, them pronouns. I am the administrative assistant here at the Milwaukee LGBT Center. A few months ago, I went through the name change clinic. When it was offered to me as an option so that I could change my name, it was this big weight lifted off of my chest. Because before this, I had tried to do the name change process. I started it twice, and both times I started it, I just got overwhelmed and I just had to abandon the process. There's just so much that you have to do. I looked it up on the steps that you have to do. I was like, that's a lot, and that's a lot of forms, and no. I came and I walked into the clinic and I sat down, and it was just this folder with some forms in it, and Alex was there, and she made it seem so simple. For me, it went from this overwhelming process to this, okay, fill out these forms, I'll guide you through it step by step, this is what you have to do. And it was awesome. It was like someone was giving me a hug and telling me that it's okay, and it was like I was being cradled through the process.
Hi everyone, my name is El Halo, and my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm an LGBTQ health equity advocate here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went through the name change clinic last summer, and so I turned 30 last summer as well, and so I had promised myself going into my 30th that I would try to travel more. And so I had some wonderful opportunities due to my work to be able to travel last year. That process was definitely made easier by going through the name change clinic. I also got to go through it with my friends and my family and chosen family from our trans community, and with Alex as a guide. I probably wouldn't have ever had the conversation with my family or talked to my mom about getting my name changed. It probably would have just been a thing that I did maybe at a later time, or something that I maybe never tried to pursue. I've been using my chosen name for 10 years, so people don't know me as my birth name outside of my family. Even to my family in terms of like working with them and their learning to be able to properly gender me and not to deadname me. We're making progress, and I think that them seeing that change and them seeing it that seriously is a part of it.
It helped me because it validated my gender, and it was like, my name is this, these are my pronouns, this is what this is. I'm not this person that I used to be. It was good. It felt good seeing it on my birth certificate and hearing it during like high school graduations and trying to go into college. It made my mental health a lot better because I saw something that was me. Like it felt me. It was my name.
The name change is so important to trans people because it is that legal step to affirm your identity. Having that legal name change and having your name match on your ID is something that most people take for granted because it's what's given to you when you're born, and that works for most people. But for trans people, that name is often a burden, and that name is often carried around as a weight. And it's not that we aren't thankful for the names that our parents and guardians give to us, but it doesn't fit us anymore. But having your name legally affirmed is so important because it really solidifies who you are to the world.
And even for like security, like in terms of work access and housing, discrimination, in terms of places where you're carded, I think it also gives you just that moment of protection, just that moment of security that me passing my card isn't going to be the thing that outs me or be the thing that causes a scene.
My name is Borden, my pronouns are she or they, and I'm the youth therapist here at the Milwaukee LGBT Center. The legal name change process is really important for trans people because as far as mental health is concerned, the amount of stress that it puts on a person to have to constantly correct people or explain themselves or have to go the extra mile to have their identity be known by people and be validated for that it's a lot, and over time that stress really becomes a little bit unbearable. So just being able to have your name changed so all of this documentation can be changed to reflect that, so this stops having to be a conversation that you have to have over and over again, is incredibly impactful for trans folks.
People should donate to the name change workshop just because it's a reparation. Like it's time. We're not able to have equity in our health care, equity in terms of insurance and in terms of other documentation, one, without having aligned gender documentation, and two, it could be a part of building and sustaining a more visible trans community in Milwaukee.
Really important for people to give to the name change clinic because there's so many people out there like me who are going through so much stress and anxiety already in their life. Having your name shouldn't be that hard, but it is. This center is here to help you get around those hoops and those obstacles, and that can only happen with the help of people giving money, because the money runs out, you know? We can't change those lives without the help of others.
When we're deciding where to put our resources, how to spend our money, where to invest, I think that investing in something that's trans-led and QT-POC-led is important. We're changing the climate in Milwaukee and building a more visible trans community. As a service, as a tool, it's really an invaluable gift. It's worth more than the price.
When people give, you change lives and you make someone a happy core. It's because of people who donated that I am now core.
The purpose of the Milwaukee LGBT Community Center is to make the lives of all of our LGBTQ+ people better, and the Name Change Project is able to do that. So we need your help to secure more funding to keep this project going. The center was able to provide some funds from our grants, and through a partnership with the Cream City Foundation, we were able to fund so far 50 plus name changes here in Milwaukee, and the need is much greater. There's probably hundreds or thousands of more people who need our help to have their names legally verified here in Milwaukee County, and your help can help us help them.